how you came to the franchise and why you thought to bring it to Paramount. You know, we feel lucky that you brought it to us.
Right. Actually, I just told this story just now, this morning at the Nickelodeon event. They had this big show, and I said this on stage, but really it was, a period of time where I was really interested in doing a real long-form story for the movies, and been waiting and talking to a lot of people, and had a lot of conversations about Harry Potter, from every single one of them, and the Chronicles of Narnia was offered to me from the estate. All the different franchises, and I would really kind of think about them seriously, and much to my kids' regret, would eventually say at the breakfast table, "I'm not doing it," and they would just get upset. "Why? I can't believe you're not doing this. This is crazy." And my wife, who would stop even listening to the conversations, because you're never gonna do something that you didn't create. Just why do you even have these conversations? You're wasting all our time and energy. And so that went on and on that was like the running joke for forever. And I was saying this morning that my dad would always ride me about it, because then the movie would open and make so much money, and "Why didn't you do it?" I'm like, "Dad, come on, enough already." I was like, "I'm happy, everything's good." He's like, "Well, you made so much money." It's all good. There'll be something someday. And so, my oldest child is really philosophical, and she's like, "Well, you're saying no for a reason. There's something down the line that's meant for you." So while this is all going on, my youngest child is watching a show on Nickelodeon, and she's totally into it. And in classic parenting style, did not pay any attention to what she's watching. And one day my mom came over to babysit. I remember this moment specifically. It was in a house we lived in before, and she was babysitting, and we were going out to dinner, and she started watching this show that she's obsessed with her. And my mom calls from the family room and is like, "This has Hindu philosophies in it. This is amazing." And she's getting all excited, and I'm like, "This is great, Mom. Thanks. All right, we'll be back." So we take off, and so there's this movement happening in the house, but I'm not really paying attention to it still. And then there's the request for, I want a Katara costume to be for Halloween, and I'm like, "Who's Katara? What is this?" I remember in my office we were looking it up. Who's Katara? You're typing Katara, and see some cartoon, and what is this? And still paying no attention to it in the big scheme. These two, and meanwhile the plot line of me having conversations about these other franchises and all this stuff, and then not working out. And meanwhile, this little thing's happening. If it was a movie, this is how I would structure it. and then we went out to go get some books, and in this store they were selling DVDs and books. And the first season of this show was there. My daughter said, "Can you get it?" I'm like, "Okay, we'll get it." So we get it, and we didn't have anything to do that afternoon. It was a Sunday, so we all went down to the theater. At that time, there was 4 of us, but now we have another child. But so the 4 of us went down to the movie theater and sat down there and watched the first episode. I mean, like, this is cool. All right, we'll watch another one. And we put another one on, and another one, and another one, and another one. And literally the whole day went by with it. It went from daylight to darkness while we were in there. And then we go, "God, we gotta feed these children. We gotta eat. We have to get up." And I'm like, this is so cool. I mean, literally, when I was thinking about it, I was like, God, what? This is so weird, because it has everything I love. I study martial arts, Kempo, and been studying it for a decade. And obviously, I love spirituality of all kinds, and I was in a Hindu family, but I'm hugely kind of Buddhist in influence. So those things, so everything that's there, I go visit monasteries in France, and the whole thing. Like I'm totally into it. And there's that, and then just the kind of the martial arts movie background. Everything about it was just so interesting to me. And just one little caveat was, the reason I've never done a CGI movie is because my storytelling is so much about humanity, and like I love the dinner table scene. Like everybody else gets scared of the dinner table scene in a movie because the movie will stop. I love it. That's like the like signs. I'm like, It's all built around the dinner table, their last supper together, you know. And, you know, I love it. If it's in a room and it's in a thing, I got it. I got that covered, you know. It's the big, you know. And even when I thought of, you know, signs of the end of the world, I'm like, we'll just see it on the TV anyway. And everybody's at the dinner table. And that's always, because I can never, the whole technical part of it, it got in the way of what, you know, how I can think really cleanly and clearly and tell my voice. Well, in this thing when we were watching, I was like, you know, it's really cool because the, you know, what they're doing with the elements is related to their emotions and philosophy, and as you can tell from the movies that I've made recently, I'm very into kind of nature versus man kind of questions, and so the idea of kind of the struggle between the balance between nature and the connectedness to nature, all of that was so cool. I'm like, this show's really cool. So I'm like, we got to go back to the theater moment. So now we're back in the theater, and we go up, you know, we're like, let's go get some food. And we go up to the fridge, and everybody's over there in the kitchen, and I open the fridge up, and I just stop, and I was like, this would make a great movie. And the whole house went like erupted. And I'm like, serious? And my wife, who's basically, if I said I retired today, she'd be like the happiest person in the world. And so, you know, not that she doesn't like that filmmaker, she just would rather be hanging out, right? And she was like, you have to make this. This is it. This is the movie you've been waiting to make. This is you. This is so you. You have it. I was like, calm down. Take it easy. Take it. Everybody was so like hyped. They were all like hyped in the kitchen. The kids were like, you have to make this. Because they were so worried I was going to be like, nah. And I was like, no, I really do. Like, look, I'm going to find out who owns this and find out what's going on, and I'll see. And my wife's like, you got to call right now. Gotta call right now. I'm like, it's Sunday night. You can wait until tomorrow morning. So, you know, I slept on it, and I brought it in the office, and I was like, there's this. I brought the DVDs. I was like, guys, take a look at this. This is just really cool. And it has everything that I'm interested in. I said, I think I can see me in this. I think I can tell this story. And so I called up Paramount, and I called up Chairman Brad Gray, and I said, can you come to New York? I want to talk to you about something. So I was very cryptic about the whole thing. And he was like, what is it about? You want to make a movie? And I was like, yeah, but let's just talk. And so he came in, and I said, look, you have on the Nickelodeon station this show that I think is Star Wars. And I said, I'd love to make this movie for you. And he was like, I'll go check it out. And we checked it out, and then we had another meeting in LA, and he said, go make it. And so that's how we came here.